Hey y'all, what's good, beautiful people? It's your girl Tay, and I'm here yet again with another update video. So definitely make sure you guys smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe, plus push your post notification bell button so that way anytime I upload a video, you will be notified. So the first thing I want to say to you guys is, and the only reason why I'm saying this to you guys is because it's been happening quite a bit. I don't know what's going on with YouTube right now as a whole, but I have noticed I've been having some technical difficulties uploading videos. Sometimes when I upload videos, there's no audio. There's audio when I'm editing the video, but when it gets uploaded onto YouTube, there's no audio. So you generally have to go out of the video and come back. Now, hopefully there's audio in this video so that you guys know, for future reference. But yeah, I saw that you guys were having some issues yesterday with my video. And in fact, when I tried to replay that video myself on YouTube, there was no audio. So I had to come out of that, refresh, and then go back in. And then I could hear very, very, very well. So I do apologize for the inconvenience. However, I'm just letting you guys know that that is not coming from me. That is a YouTube thing. They have quite a few issues going on with YouTube pretty regularly where people are missing some of their analytics and all of those different kinds of things. Okay. But anyways, I'm getting right into the news. So we're going to jump off with some poison control issues warning. This has to do with the virus, the take-home, the take-home test, okay? So this came out 2 days ago. It was posted by the Washington Examiner. It says the National Capital Poison Center issued a warning about the liquid found in mini antigen. I can't say the word. I don't even want to put it on the screen, but y'all know what it is. You know, the Rona test, reminding user that it is dangerous to ingest. It is important to know that the extraction vial in many rapid antigen kits include the chemical sodium azide as a preservative agent, the center reported. The Binax Now, the BD Veritor, hopefully I'm saying this right, but these are the various different name brands of the test itself. Binax, Binax Now, BD Veritor, Veritor, and Flowfex, okay, and Celtrian Dia Trust, rapid antigen kits all contain this chemical, okay? What is going on with me today? Oh, I know what it is. I haven't had nothing to eat or to drink. That's what it is. Sodium azide is an odorless, colorless powder found in the liquid that testers dip the cotton swab into immediately after swabbing. This chemical is also found in automobile airbags, herbicides, and pest control agents. Upon ingestion, it can cause low blood pressures, dizziness, headache, and heart palpitations, according to the center. In its most severe cases, it can cause seizures, loss of consciousness, and even, unfortunately, death. Okay, the center assured users that the amount found in the test kits is much lower than the amount expected to cause poisoning if swallowed by an adult. If you suspect you or someone has swallowed the sodium azide, do not make the person vomit. For eye exposures, rinse the eyes for 15 to 20 minutes with warm tap water. For skin exposures, rinse the skin well with tap water. Immediately check Poison Control Center's online tool for guidance or call Poison Control. And then here's an 800 number. It's 800-222-1222. Okay, so I thought I'd give you guys that info today. Then we've got some recalls going on. This came out 3 hours ago, published by Pop Culture. A frozen dessert item has been recalled following reports of several illnesses. Vadilau or Vadilau, I don't know how you say it. Industries USA Inc. of Newark, New Jersey on February 22nd voluntarily recalled 2 batches of frozen custard apple pulp due to potential salmonella contamination. According to the recall notice posted by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the recall product has been the subject of a single complaint reporting 5 illnesses, okay? The recalled product sold under the Vadilau or Vadilau Industries brand were distributed nationwide through retail stores. The frozen custard apple pulp was sold in 35.27 ounce packets, which are labeled as custard apple pulp, okay? The products can be identified through their batch code printed on the back of the packet, with the recall affecting batch codes K as in kangaroo, W as in where, H as in house, O as in octopus, and K as in kangaroo, R as in right, Q as in quart, and O as in octopus. Recalled products have a best before date of September 2023, and then there is a very long UPC code of 8901777282168 and product code of F as in family, P as in person, E as in egg, P as in person 44302. Okay, according to the FDA. The recall was issued after the FDA received a single complaint reporting 5 illnesses, and FDA sampling revealed the presence of salmonella in the product. Salmonella is a bacterium that can contaminate various types of foods. Consumption of contaminated products can cause salmonellosis. Salmonellosis, I think I said that right. A common foodborne illness. Symptoms of salmonellosis are diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and fever. Typically occur within 12 to 72 hours of ingesting anything that has been contaminated. Okay, although the illness typically lasts for 4 to 7 days and doesn't require treatment, in rare cases the infection can spread from the intestines to the bloodstream, requiring the individual to be hospitalized. Okay, so I'm just going to recommend that you guys toss this out. Customers with questions may contact this brand immediately. Directly. The Vitalau Industries at 732-333-12009. Okay. Also, consumers can throw the products out or return it to the store as usual for purchase. Return it to the store of purchase for a full refund is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Yeah. There's quite a bit more recalls in this. I'll probably go over that in a separate video. We're just going to stick with this one. Give you guys chances to go and check your fridge if any of you guys have purchased any of these items or you recognize them, okay? Moving on from that. So we're going to jump into the obvious, how do I say it? The obvious issues of what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. This actually was published about 10 hours ago by ABC News. Says it has been a long time since the threat of using nuclear weapons has been brandished so openly by a world leader, but Vladimir Putin, however you say his name, okay, has just done it, warning in a speech that he has the weapons available if anyone dares to use military means to try to stop Russia's takeover of Ukraine. The threat may have been empty, a mere bearing of fangs by the Russian president, but it was noticed. It kindled visions of a nightmarish outcome in which the president's ambitions in Ukraine could lead to a nuclear war through accident or miscalculations. Okay, as for military affairs, even after the dissolution of the USSR and losing a considerable part of its capabilities, today Russia remains one of the most powerful nuclear states. This is what the president said in Russia, okay, in his pre-invasion address early Thursday. Moreover, it has a certain advantage in several cutting-edge weapons. In this context, there should be no doubt for anyone that any potential aggressor will face defeat and ominous consequences should it directly attack our country. By merely suggesting a nuclear response, Putin put into play the disturbing possibility that the current fighting in Ukraine might eventually veer into an atomic confrontation between Russia and the United States, okay? The apocalyptic scenario is familiar to those who grew up during the Cold War, an era when American school children were told to duck and cover under their desk in case of nuclear sirens. But that danger gradually receded from the public imagination after the fall of the Berlin Wall and the dissolution of the Soviet Union, when the two powers seemed to be on a glide path to disarmament, democracy, and prosperity. So there's a lot going on with that. I've actually been following that on the news at nighttime, and it's extremely sad. You know what I mean? My heart really does go out to the people that are living in Ukraine. Unfortunately, you know, the people are innocent. They have nothing to do with the government in this situation. Even out here in the United States, you know, we're all innocent people. We have nothing to do with the stupid stuff that comes out of our president's mouth. I'm not trying to say that he has said something stupid, but if our president was the type of president to go around and just say, hey, I'm going to bomb you. Hey, I'm going to bomb you. That has nothing to do with us, the people. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, we are the ones that suffer the most because they're going to protect the president. They're going to take him to Air Force One, wherever the hell. They're going to take him to some how do you say it? I can't even get it, you know, the words off of my brain, but they're going to take him to some place that is safe, you know what I mean, and unknown to the public and to all civilians, whereas the rest of us are pretty much left to fend for ourselves. So I can only imagine. I saw some clips, like I said, on the news. Getting back to my original point, I did see some clips on the news where some people, families, parents were taking their children and basically trying to cross the border. They were trying to get out of Ukraine to find safe haven. Okay, it's just... there is nothing, you know what I mean? I don't know what the issue is. I don't know the specifics around it, but there is nothing that any president, I don't even know, any king, anybody can say in a situation like this that's going to make me understand the need for war, the need for you going in. I know there's a lot of people, ignorant people, in my opinion, that will say that ultimately casualties are, you know, those are the fruits of war or whatever, but these are civilian casualties a lot of times. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not okay. Women and children dying, even men, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say that women and children are more important, but women and children, you know what I mean? What do we do? What do we do? So, yeah, I don't want our president to stick his foot too much into it. Unfortunately, you know, the reality is that depending on the actions of the Russian president and how that affects the United States, our president may be forced to act in however way he seems fit. So, hopefully it doesn't come to that. Jumping off of that, this is a little bit of a story that kind of upset me. Okay, we're gonna switch gears for a second. That was heavy enough. Oh, before I get into that, hold on one second. I'm trying to go down the list here. But California refunds, you could receive a $1,000 check thanks to the state surplus. So I talked to you guys about this already before. Nothing new in terms of the update for the California surplus. When I'm talking about the tax surplus, I'm talking about, like, for example, the Golden State Stimulus 1 and 2 that California received. That was actually not a state stimulus. That was actually a tax surplus. That was extra funds because they had an overwhelmingly amount of tax refunds. And there's this law that came out. I think it goes into it again here. So let me just read it out to you guys for those of you guys who are joining my channel for the first time. It says, back in 1979, California voters approved by a large majority Proposition 4, known as the gain limit, which sets a constitutional limit on how much tax revenue the state can actually spend. The limit caps the state spending to its 1978-1979 levels, allowing for some growth based on population and personal income. In other words, if we pay too much in taxes, we should get it back. That's pretty much the blunt of it. Okay, while Governor Gavin Newsom proposed budget did not include any such refund, when asked, he said that he would probably include some kind of stimulus rebate in his final draft. So I don't know if they have actually figured out all of the, when it comes to the budget for this fiscal year, I don't know if they've actually ran through the numbers yet. So I don't know if they know how much specifically that they have that's over the limit, okay? Especially since they're doing taxes right now. This was projected last year that they were going to have an overwhelming amount of taxes paid out. And of course, like it says here, based off of Proposition 4, he has no choice but to give it back to the people, okay? They're saying that that could amount to $1,000 per person. It goes on to say he better say legislators like State Senator Brian Jones from the San Diego area. How much should we get? According to him, about $1,125 per person, or $4,500 for a family of 4. Again, no talk. There has been no specifics about this outside of the projected assumption that there's going to be an overwhelmingly amount of taxes paid into the state. And that money, of course, is going to have to be given back to the people. Okay, so it hasn't been passed yet. He hasn't included it into his final budget, but yeah, most likely it's going to be in there. Okay. Now, skipping on to that, this doesn't really have anything to do with, how do I say it? Not your, you know, my usual topics. Just another something, you know what I mean, that I wanted to share with you guys. But it says a daycare employee locks and leaves for the day for getting a 2-year-old girl inside. Okay, the child's mother is now suing the company. So it goes on to basically talk about, as a parent, how when you drop your children off at childcare, there is an expectancy that your child is safe. Whether it's childcare or whether it's school, there is an expectancy that child, that school, that daycare, whatever, that establishment is responsible for your children while they are in their care. So it says, as a parent, you definitely want what's best for your kids, and sometimes you just have to put your faith in strangers for their partial care and education. That's exactly what this mother did when she admitted her daughter into a daycare facility. But what she got in return was gross negligence after her 2-year-old was forgotten and locked inside the daycare company's facilities. The mother is now filing a lawsuit to ensure that nothing like this happens to another child. Okay, it says, according to WPLG, I'm assuming this is a news station in this state, the mother from Florida, Stephanie Martinez, had arrived at KinderCare Daycare Center on Tuesday night last week to pick up her precious daughter, Anastasia Brothwaite, okay, but was shocked to find her locked inside with the lights off. The employees at the facility had already left for the day, recalled a furious Martinez, who also noted that there was no way for her child to get out. She said she started knocking, she banged on every window, she couldn't see anything because everything was dark, and finally I heard her. She heard her daughter, and then she saw her popped up on a little window on a little door door and she lost it. I think we all would have lost it. I would have been grabbing any types of rock, stones, anything. Well, I have a metal baton that I carry with me anyway, just in case somebody tries to get frisky with me, but I definitely would have been breaking all kinds of windows to get my baby out, okay? She is now suing the daycare, rightfully so. The worried mother immediately informed the authorities, and firefighters arrived at the scene, pried the doors of the facility open to set little Anastasia free. She's super traumatized. I can only imagine, like, how long was she in there? Does it go down to say how long she was in there? She's super traumatized about her daughter's condition before regarding the incident as unfair. It's definitely unfair. Based on the report by the police department, 2 of the KinderCare's employees had left the daycare center at 6:20 that day, just about 8 minutes before Martinez had arrived to pick up her daughter. So she was only in there for about 8 minutes. But could you imagine, for a 2-year-old, 8 minutes could be an eternity. She's in a place, a really big place. This is a daycare center. She's locked in a small room. Okay, she can't get out. It's dark. You know what I mean? That's traumatizing all in itself. I would have lost it. Somebody would have. I'm sorry. Somebody's getting their ass whooped. That's just this. Somebody is come back up here. Somebody is coming up here. I need to talk to somebody right now. We're not gonna wait until Monday, Tuesday, business hours. None of that. Somebody needs to come up here right now. Okay. Responding to the accusations, KinderCare Learning Companies Inc., headquartered in Oregon, said that they would retrain its staff on protocols surrounding proper supervision. That's not something that needs to be retrained. Here's my thing, and then I'm going to get off of this. But here's my thing with this. I've never worked in a school before. Let me just put that disclaimer out there. I've never been a teacher. I've never worked in a daycare or anything like that. But I've been in situations where I've been asked to help with children. I know with my own kids, because I have a lot of children. Y'all know I got 6 babies, okay? Even the big ones. I do a head count every 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every 5 minutes. I am always vigilant of what's going on. I'm teaching my children to be vigilant of what's going on. Where my kids are to the point where they will come running and say, we don't see, you know what I'm saying? Well, I can't see Tomasa. That's one of my daughter's names. I don't see Tomasa. We don't know where she's at. Okay. I don't understand how a person who has been trained, you're in a facility, you are supposed to take note of how many children are in attendance that day. I would think so in any type of daycare facility. I know it's different when you're in school, you know what I mean? Because there's more kids. That's bigger. Okay. But at the end of the day, with a daycare facility, you know, there's a smaller amount of children. It may be 20 to 30 kids, but parents have to sign their children and sign them out. At least that's what I had to do when I had to drop my son off at daycare. They took note of how many children were in each class. Okay, so if you know that at the beginning of the day you have 10 kids, you make sure you count 10 kids have been picked up. Now, if you notice that only 9 children have been picked up, okay, then where's the 10th kid at? I don't think that this is something that needs to be retrained. I think those 2 employees need to be fired at the end of the day, because you weren't paying attention. You were more concerned about going home, having you a glass of wine, whatever it was, that you were not paying attention. And because of that, we have a 2-year-old child that has now been traumatized, probably will never ever want to go back to that facility or any other facility for that matter. Okay. So yeah, I don't even think that's an issue of needing to be retrained. All right, you guys, sorry about that. So, yeah, my son's corn dogs were cooking over there, and I was starting to smell them. I didn't want them to burn, and it was right on time, because as soon as I cut off the camera, he started crying. He got a little paper cut upstairs. But really quickly, it says, at KinderCare, this is coming from the company. At KinderCare, nothing is more important to us than the safety of the children in our care. While we're thankful the child was quickly found and was safe, this incident should not have happened. Exactly. We take all concerns about children's safety seriously and follow a specific protocol anytime an issue is raised. Part of that protocol includes notifying our agency partners like state licensing and child protective services, as we did in this case. We also place the staff members involved on administrative leave while we and our agency partners look into the concern further. Okay, so it goes on to talk about what the mother's attorney, Mark DeCowden, stated that the company has not done enough apart from providing a bad excuse. And I 100% agree with that. Like I said, this is my baby. My baby was locked inside of a facility with no adult supervision. And not to mention, like I said, this is a pretty large facility. Can you imagine, to a 2-year-old? The world itself is large to our babies, our toddlers. Okay, a 2-year-old locked inside of a facility for 8 minutes. I can only imagine how long that must have felt like for her, how powerless, how I just can't even imagine anything like that happen to any of my children. So yeah, that's definitely not enough. That's definitely an excuse. It should not have happened. Like I said, they need to be fired. There definitely needs to be more done in that situation. I don't care. I don't want to hear about no administrative leave or none of that stuff. Okay, because yeah, no. That's unacceptable. But we're going to end off this already very long video, of course, talking about emergency SNAP maximum benefits. Okay, I'm going to go over emergency SNAP maximum benefits for the month of February. However, I'm only going to go over those states, which we still got quite a few, who have yet to pay out for this month, because some states, not all, but some states pay all the way at the end of the month and also in the following month. Okay, so for February, we're going to kick off in Alabama. We have Alabama that's still expected to pay out on March 1st. We have Alaska is going to continue all the way up until the end of this month, the 28th. Arizona, regular issuance, but since I don't know what that is, I'm just making it plain. California does pay a month behind. So February benefits for California will be paid March 19th and March 26th, which I believe both of those days fall on a Saturday, in which case you would get those benefits on Sunday. Okay. Colorado. No. Delaware. That one is already passed, I believe. Georgia, February the 26th. Oh, is that today or tomorrow? Tomorrow. February the 26th and the 28th is left. Hawaii, March the 14th. Illinois, all the way up until the 28th. Kansas, March 15th through the 24th. Louisiana, we still have the 26th left, which is tomorrow. Maryland, we have all the way up until the end of the month. Massachusetts is going to pay out on March the 2nd. Michigan, we have up until the 28th. Minnesota, we still have the 28th, up until the 28th of this month. No. Actually, Minnesota pays out in March. Minnesota is going to pay out March 8th through the 10th, the 14th through the 17th, the 21st through the 24th, and then the 28th through the 31st. New Hampshire, we have March 3rd and the 18th. New Mexico, I believe, is going to be all month long. North Carolina, we have up until the 28th, and then they're going to pay out in March between the 1st and the 3rd. Oregon, we have March the 1st, and some of you guys should have received some benefits today, which is the 25th. Pennsylvania, we have the 23rd through the 26th, which is tomorrow, and then we have March 1st, and then a final run April the 8th. Washington, we have with your regular issuance. Again, I don't know what those dates are, so that's why I'm just mentioning to you today. West Virginia, we have a final run March the 9th. And then Wisconsin, we have a catch-up run April the 2nd. And that is all for February, okay? And just in case somebody asks me about January for California, that is supposed to be paid out this weekend, I believe. Sometimes that you receive it on Friday. I'm actually going to check now. If you guys haven't already, there is an app that you can download. It's called the Providers app, but it will give you your daily balances. You can check it. It does update. All you have to do is put your information in, and it will update and let you know if you received a deposit or not, both cash and food stamps. I don't see anything on here. So I would say for California, check your cards on Sunday. Now for March, I actually did not check. Let me check really quick. So it is 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time where I am. I am actually going to look on my phone to see if there are any additional states that has been approved right now before I get into the March SNAP allotments. And it seems like we do have a few. Okay, so let's go through them. So we have Alabama recently added. I'm going to take a look at that. I do apologize for this video being extremely long, you guys, but it is what it is. Y'all can skip through as you always do. Okay, so for Alabama, benefits are going to be paid out April the 1st, okay? Then we have a DC regular issuance. Then we have Indiana, which is going to be March 5th through the 23rd, odd days only. Then we have Iowa. Do I have Iowa? Between March the 1st and the 10th. Then we have Kentucky, which is a newly added state. Kentucky is going to be paying out between March the 2nd and the 19th, okay? For Kentucky, March the 2nd through the 19th. Then we have Maine, which is also a newly added state. All right, Maine. Maine is going to pay out March the 10th, okay? Maine, March 10th. Maryland, March the 1st to the 31st, so pretty much all month long. At some point in Maryland in March, you'll get it. Michigan, a newly added state. Michigan is going to be March the 19th through the 28th. Okay, it says the emergency allotment benefits will be issued the day after the scheduled standard issuance date for the remaining staggered 20-day issuance period. Michigan will pay the emergency allotment allocations for those cases that have already been received their March FAP benefit from March the 19th through the 28th. Okay, so basically March the 19th through the 28th for Michigan. Okay, New Jersey, March the 1st through the 5th. Pennsylvania, new state, and Pennsylvania always has too much going on. Like, it's just too much. And as usual, they do. They do, you guys. All right, so for Pennsylvania, we have March the 17th. Wait, this is too small, and I ain't got my glasses on now. Y'all know I can't see this. March the 17th through the 19th. Then we have the 22nd through the 26th, and then we have the 29th and the 30th, and then a cleanup on May 6th. Okay, so again, March the 17th through the 19th, 22nd through the 26th, 29th and the 30th, and then May 6th for Pennsylvania. Rhode Island, which is also a new state. All right now. It's always like the greatest towards the end of the month and the beginning of the month. And then in the middle, everybody gets anxious because it's just taking way too long. Okay. Rhode Island will pay out March the 3rd. Virginia, March the 16th. West Virginia, March the 3rd, and then a final run April the 13th. And in Wisconsin, which as always, it's a newly approved state, pays out between the 2nd and the 5th based off of the first initial of your last name. Let me just take a look, make sure I am right. No, actually Wisconsin, maybe that's Wyoming. Wisconsin is going to pay out March the 19th. And then they're going to do a final run May the 7th, okay? And that looks to be all for emergency SNAP maximum benefits for March. Now, really quickly, I'm going to take a look at pandemic EBT. I don't see anything new. So for the current school year of 2021-2022, we have Colorado, Delaware, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Vermont, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. So as always, you guys, I hope this information was in some way helpful or useful to you guys in the least little bit. Don't forget to smash that like button if you haven't already, because it really does help to let YouTube know that you like what I'm doing and you want me to stick around. It is Friday, you guys. TGIF, thank goodness it is Friday. I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. I am going to try to squeeze in an additional video either tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know which day it's going to be. At any rate, you guys, as always, I'm going to say, remember to live, love, and elevate. Truly, truly, truly spend time with your babies, your family, your significant other, whoever it is that you have. If it's nobody there but just you, just take time to appreciate yourself, rest, reset, clear your mind, do whatever you need to do, okay? I'm realizing more and more and more, the older and older and older I get, that, you know, our time here is truly, 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 truly precious. All of this talk of war and all of this has just really got me in my feelings. And, you know, I want everybody to be safe and be loved and be in good places. But the reality is that that's just not the way the world works. That's just not the way the life works. And it sucks. But at any rate, you guys, let's just be sure to appreciate the positive moments and things that we have in our lives. And as always, I'm going to say, remember to live, love, elevate, which is why I say this. And I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Peace, y'all.